Hello children, once again welcome to my online class. Today is the fourth video on the chapter Nelson Mandela Long Walk to Freedom, and this would be the last video on this chapter. In the next video we will start a fresh chapter. In the previous video we discussed about Nelson Mandela's childhood and also the patriots who laid down their lives for a better future of South Africa. So, without further ado, let's start the chapter.
My dear children, on your screens you can see the rest of the chapter, and now this is the fourth part of this chapter, and this would be the last video on this chapter, Nelson Mandela Long Walk to Freedom. And in this chapter we'll be covering up the left portion of the chapter. So let's start the line by line explanation. In life, every man has twin obligations to his family, to his parents, to his wife and children, and he has an obligation to his people, his community, his country. In a civil and human society, each man is able to fulfill those obligations according to his own inclinations and abilities. Now, Nelson Mandela is saying that every human being has two obligations. Obligations means duty. He has to perform certain duties for his family, for his parents, for his wife and children. He has to take care of his family members. He has to take care of his parents. He has to provide good education to his children. So that is one type of obligation. That is one type of duty. And he has an obligation to his people, his community, his country. And another duty is what? Towards his people, towards his community members, and towards his country. His country here means one must be a law-abiding citizen. Okay, he should follow the rules and regulations of the country. He should not get involved in any sort of anti-social activities. Okay. In a civil and human society, each man is able to fulfill those obligations according to his own inclinations and abilities. Now he's saying that in a general society, in a human society means where people of good nature or people with good behavior are living in that society, we all are free to fulfill our obligations in our own way and according to our abilities. Nobody can force us, nobody can compel us, nobody can pressurize us, okay, to do a specific duty according to them. We are free to perform our duty in our own ways. But in a country like South Africa, it was almost impossible for a man of my birth and color to fulfill both of those obligations. But in a country like South Africa, लेकिन South Africa जैसे देश में it was almost impossible for a man of my birth and color, लेकिन ऐसे व्यक्ति को जो black है, उस व्यक्ति को अपनी ड्यूटीज पूरा करना उसके लिए असंभव था. उसके पास ये अधिकार ही नहीं था कि वो अपने परिवार का देखभाल करे, अपने बीवी बच्चों का देखभाल करे या देश के हित में कोई काम करे. उसके पास तो ये अधिकार ही नहीं था. In South Africa, a man of color who attempted to live as a human being was punished and isolated. And in South Africa, a black person, or you can call the blacks, if they attempted to live like human beings, immediately they were punished by the whites and they were isolated. Isolated means to keep somebody separate from other people, अलग कर देना, अलग थलग कर देना, एकदम समाज से अलग करके रख देना. That is called isolated. In South Africa, man who tried to where we are, yeah, here. So in South Africa, a man who tried to fulfill his duty to his people was inevitably ripped from his family and his home and was forced to live a life apart, a twilight existence of secrecy and rebellion. Now he's saying that in South Africa, if a black man tries to fulfill his duty towards his people, immediately he was separated from his family and his home and was forced to live a life apart, a twilight existence of secrecy and rebellion. कहने का मतलब यह है कि साउथ अफ्रीका में अगर कोई व्यक्ति जो ब्लैक है, अगर वो अपने परिवार के प्रति, अपने देश के प्रति कोई भी जिम्मेदारी पूरा करने की अगर वो सोचे, तो तुरंत उसे पकड़कर क्या कर दिया जाता था, उसे परिवार से, घर से अलग कर दिया जाता था और उसे एक ऐसी जिंदगी जीने में मजबूर कर दी जाती थी, ट्वेलाइट एग्जिस्टेंस. ट्वेलाइट एग्जिस्टेंस मीन्स अजीबो गरीब जिंदगी, ऐसी जिंदगी जहां पर कुछ भी चीज साफ नहीं है, नॉट क्लियरली डिफाइंड, क्या हो सकता है क्या नहीं हो सकता, ऐसी जिंदगी जहां पे नहीं पता भविष्य क्या होगा. एग्जिस्टेंस ऑफ सीक्रेसी एंड रेबेलियन. सीक्रेसी मतलब छुप छुप के जीना, ठीक है, लोगों से बच बच के जीना, यू आर नॉट फ्री टू लिव योर लाइफ ओपनली, आप खुलकर नहीं जी सकते. एंड रेबेलियन. रेबेलियन मीन्स जब आप छुप छुप कर जियोगे तो क्या होगा, आपके अंदर एक विद्रोह का भाव उठेगा and you will become a rebellion. Okay, so that was something that was happening in South Africa. I did not in the beginning choose to place my people above my family, but in attempting to serve my people, I found that I was prevented from fulfilling my obligations as a son, a brother, a father, and a husband. So initially, Nelson Mandela was only, he was very possessive about his family. He used to take care of his family only. He was not very much interested in his people or maybe in his country's activity. But later on, when he started serving his people, later on when he started, being a part of this anti-apartheid movement, he realized that even he was also prevented from performing his duties as a son, a brother, a father, and a husband. I was not born with a hunger to be free. I was born free, free in every way that I could know, free to run in the fields near my mother's hut, free to swim in the clear stream that ran through my village, free to roast mealies under the stars and ride the broad backs of slow moving bulls. Now he's saying that I was not born with a hunger to be free. When I was born, there was no such feeling of, living a life, of living a free life. I didn't have that sort of hunger. I was born free, and I was free to run here and there. I was free to go here and there. I was free to play around my mother's hut. I was free to swim in the clear stream, okay, and I was free to, run throughout the village. Even I was free to roast mealies. Mealies means, maize plants, as you can see in this picture. So actually in America, they call it corn, but in British English they call it maize, जिसे हम भुट्टा कहते हैं. So it is just a matter of, countries, where the words are, they have different names. Otherwise, thing is same. Under the stars and ride the broad back of slow moving bulls. So that is what, he was free to do whatever he wanted to do when he was a child, as long as I obeyed my father and abided by the customs of my tribe. So as far as I was obeying my father and I was acting according to the customs of my tribe, I was free. There was no such problem in my life. I was not troubled by the laws of man or God. Till then, there was no problem. It was only when I began to learn that my boyhood freedom was an illusion, when I discovered as a young man that my freedom had already been taken from me, that I began to hunger for it. Now he is saying that it was only when I began to learn that my boyhood freedom was an illusion, when I discovered as a young man that my freedom had already been taken from me. But ये जब बड़े हुए, when he became a young man, then he realized कि whatever freedom he had, that was just an illusion. जो भी आज़ादी थी गांव में घूमने की, खेलने की, वो सब क्या थे, एक illusion था ना. Illusion means a deceptive appearance. In Hindi we call it भ्रम. ये सब भ्रम था. But actually there was no such freedom. हकीकत ये थी कोई आज़ादी थी ही नहीं. And then he realized that no, I am not at all free. I am a slave. And there he began to hunger for it. और वहाँ पे जाकर उनके अंदर वो भूख पैदा हुई कि मुझे जो है इस भेदभाव वाली साउथ अफ्रीका में एक बदलाव लाना है. At first, as a student, I wanted freedom only for myself. The transitory freedoms of being able to stay out at night, read what I pleased, and go where I chose. जब ये स्टूडेंट थे, व्हेन ही वाज अ स्टूडेंट, इनके लिए आज़ादी क्या थी ना, इनके लिए आज़ादी सिर्फ यही थी कि देर रात तक बाहर रह सकूं मैं, जो मन करे वो मैं पढ़ूं, जो चाहे मैं वो करूं. दैट वाज फॉर हिम, दैट वाज द फ्रीडम. बट लेटर, as a young man in Johannesburg, I yearned for the basic and honorable freedoms of achieving my potential, of earning my keep, of marrying and having a family. But when he went to Johannesburg, then he realized what exactly freedom is all about. And there he was restricted from earning money also. जब ये जोहानिसबर्ग गए, वहां पर इन्हें पता चला कि आज़ादी तो है ही नहीं मेरे लिए, मैं तो कमा भी नहीं सकता. कि दिस लाइन, अर्निंग माई कीप, जो मैं कमाना चाहता हूँ, मैं शादी नहीं कर सकता, आई कैन नॉट हैव ए फैमिली, सो मेनी प्रॉब्लम्स आर देयर. देन ही रियलाइज्ड कि अच्छा, not at all we are free. The freedom, the freedom not to be obstructed in a lawful life, and all these things were actually creating hindrance. Okay, but then I slowly saw that not only was I not free, but my brothers and sisters were not free. Then he realized कि no, I am not the only one, who is literally, craving for freedom. My brothers and sisters, they are also not free. I saw that it was not just my freedom that was curtailed, but the freedom of everyone who looked like I did. Then he realized कि no, not only his freedom has been curtailed, but everyone who looked like him. उनको बाद में समझ में आया कि जितने भी ब्लैक्स हैं, उन सब की आज़ादी को क्या कर दिया गया, कर्टेल कर दिया गया. कर्टेल मीन्स रिड्यूस, घटा दिया गया, कम कर दिया गया. That is when I joined the African National Congress, and that is when the hunger for my own freedom became the great hunger for the freedom of my people. Now he's saying that that is when I joined the African National Congress, and that is when the hunger for my own freedom became the great hunger for the freedom of my people. और वहाँ पर then finally I joined the African Nation Congress, and from then onwards the hunger of my people became my hunger. मेरे लोगों की भूख मेरी भूख बन गई. It was this desire for the freedom of my people to live their lives with dignity and self-respect that animated my life, that transformed a frightened young man into a bold man, that drove an law abiding attorney to become a criminal, that turned a family loving husband into a man without a home, that forced a life loving man to live like a monk. And when he started, you know, um, raising his voice against this apartheid policy, then what happened? Then all of a sudden, he was treated as a criminal. He was treated as somebody who is not following the rules and regulations, not following the laws of the country. और जब इन्होंने आवाज उठानी अपनी शुरू की, तब ये क्या हो गए, एकाएक ये अपराधी बन गए. ठीक है, उन गोरे लोगों की नजर में. एंड सी व्हाट हैपेंड, transformed a frightened young man into a bold man. Okay, so initially he was a very frightened young man. पहले बहुत डरे सहमे हुए रहते थे, लेकिन बाद में उनके अंदर इतनी हिम्मत आ गई, he became a bold man. That drove an law abiding attorney. Actually he was a lawyer. ठीक है, he was a lawyer, but he became a criminal. He was not a criminal, but in the eyes of the whites, in the eyes of the white people, he became a criminal. That turned a family loving husband into a man without a home. He was a very family loving husband, but he became a man who was without a home. That forced a life loving man into live like a monk. And I was a man who used to love life, but I was compelled to live like a monk means what, in Hindi we call it भिक्षु, और संत की जिंदगी जीने लगना जिसको कोई दुनियादारी से लेना देना नहीं है. I am no more virtuous or self sacrificing than the next man, but I found that I could not even enjoy the poor and limited freedoms I was allowed when I knew my people were not free. Now he's saying that now there was no good qualities in me. Okay, I am no more virtuous or self sacrificing than the next man. All of a sudden, I became a very, criminal type of man. And a part of this, what was happening? he also found that he could not even enjoy the poor and limited freedoms. Limited freedoms, he could not even enjoy the limited freedoms. And then he realized that I was allowed when I knew my people were not free. Finally he realized that his people were also in that same pathetic condition. Now, what he's saying, see, freedom is indivisible. The chains on any one of my people were the chains on all of them. He's saying that freedom cannot be divided. Freedom is something that cannot be, you cannot divide freedom. Freedom को आप आजादी को बांट नहीं सकते. The chains on any one of my people were the chains on all of them. मेरे जैसे दिखने वाले जो भी लोग हैं, अगर उनमें से किसी एक पर भी किसी प्रकार का कोई प्रतिबंध है, तो वो एक प्रकार से हम सब पर लागू होगा. द चेन्स ऑन ऑल ऑफ माई पीपल वर द चेन्स ऑन मी. और उनके ऊपर जो जो प्रतिबंध लगाए गए हैं, जो जो बंदिशें हैं, वो मुझ पर भी लागू होते हैं. आई न्यू दैट द ऑप्रेसर मस्ट बी लिबरेटेड just as surely as the oppressed. My dear children, these few lines, you can see these few lines, they are very, very important lines, and I'll explain these lines in Hindi also, so that you may have a better, idea of all these lines. I knew that the oppressor must be liberated just as surely as the oppressed. Now he's saying that who is an oppressor? Oppressor is the one who is tormenting, torturing, or doing this some sort of racism with the blacks. ठीक है, ऑप्रेसर वो होता है जो दूसरों को दबाने की कोशिश कर रहा है, दूसरों को परेशान कर रहा है, दूसरों का शोषण कर रहा है. तो यहाँ पे ऑप्रेसर कौन हो गया? ऑप्रेसर हियर मीन्स व्हाइट पीपल. ओके, ही इज सेइंग दैट जैसे कि एंड हु इज इट ऑप्रेस्ड? ऑप्रेस्ड मीन्स द वन हु इज बीइंग ऑप्रेस्ड. और यहाँ पे किसका उत्पीड़न किया जा रहा था? ब्लैक्स का उत्पीड़न किया जा रहा था. तो जैसे ब्लैक्स को क्या चाहिए थी? आज़ादी चाहिए थी. वैसे ही ये जो व्हाइट पीपल थे, ऑप्रेसर मीन्स द व्हाइट पीपल, मस्ट बी लिबरेटेड. लिबरेटेड मतलब आज़ादी. उनको भी आज़ादी चाहिए थी. यानी गोरे लोग भी किसी प्रकार की आज़ादी की जरूरत थी उन्हें किस प्रकार की आज़ादी थी? आगे पढ़ते हैं. अ मैन हु टेक्स अवे अनदर्स मैन फ्रीडम इज अ प्रिजनर ऑफ हेट्रेड. व्हाट अ ब्यूटीफुल लाइन ना. सी दिस लाइन इज सो नाइसली रिटन हियर. वो कहते हैं कि एक व्यक्ति जो दूसरे व्यक्ति की आज़ादी छीन रहा है, वो भी कहीं ना कहीं कैदी है. किस चीज का कैदी है? नफरत का कैदी है. यानी ये जो सफेद लोग थे ना, द वाइट पीपल, जो ऑप्रेसर जो है यहाँ पे, इनको आज़ादी किससे चाहिए थी? इनको नफरत से आज़ादी चाहिए थी. इनके अंदर नफरत इस कदर भर गया था ब्लैक पीपल के प्रति कि वो उनको परेशान कर रहे थे. तो पहले ये गोरे लोग अगर उस नफरत के चंगुल से आज़ाद हो जाएं, तो तब जाके तो बात आगे बढ़ेगी. ही इज लॉक्ड बिहाइंड द बार्स ऑफ प्रेजुडिस एंड नैरो माइंडनेस. और ये जो सफेद लोग, गोरे लोग हैं, जिन्हें हम ऑप्रेसर यहाँ पे कहा गया है, ये लोग एक प्रकार से कैद हैं. किसमें कैद हैं? दे आर लॉक्ड बिहाइंड द बार्स ऑफ प्रेजुडिस. प्रेजुडिस मतलब बिना किसी वजह के किसी से नफरत करना, बिना किसी वजह के किसी से घृणा करना. एंड देयर वाज नो सच रीजन बिहाइंड हेटिंग दीज ब्लैक्स. देयर वाज नो सच रीजन. and unreasonable dislike it was somewhat, and narrow mindedness, choti soch wale. So that was what happening here. I'm not truly free if I am taking away someone else's freedom, just as surely as I am not free when my freedom is taken from me. He is saying that अगर मैं किसी की आज़ादी छीन रहा हूँ, तो मैं भी कहीं ना कहीं आज़ाद नहीं हूँ, क्योंकि मैं किसी और की आज़ादी छीन रहा हूँ. मैं भी कहीं ना कहीं नफरत के बंधन में बंधा हूँ. The oppressed and the oppressor alike are robbed of their humanity. Now he is saying that कहीं ना कहीं जो उत्पीड़न सह रहा है और जो दूसरों का शोषण कर रहा है, उन दोनों में एक चीज समानता है, एक चीज दोनों में एक चीज सिमिलैरिटी है. व्हाट इज दैट सिमिलैरिटी? बोथ आर रॉब्ड ऑफ देयर ह्यूमैनिटी. दोनों लोगों के पास इंसानियत की कमी है. जो दबाया जा रहा है उसके ऊपर इंसानियत नहीं है, उसके ऊपर इंसानियत दिखाई नहीं जा रही, और जो दबा रहा है उसके अंदर इंसानियत है नहीं. तो दोनों लोग कहीं ना कहीं एक ही अवस्था में हैं. So this was the explanation of this beautiful chapter. My dear children, really this apartheid policy, it destroyed South Africa to a great extent. But at the end, what happened? At the end, finally, these you know blacks, they got their country back. Finally they got that freedom. Finally this apartheid policy was terminated. I'll show you a few pictures of those times, and just see what was the condition here. I'll show you these pictures. You can see this picture on your screen. See, a public place is there, where people can sit, and it is very clearly written Europeans and blanks. Blanks here means white people. Blanks means white people. Means, these, this chair, particularly this chair, was meant for whites only. The blacks were not supposed to sit, on this chair. So this was, the condition of the blacks at that time. See this, what is written here. You can easily find out. I'll show you this. See this, net blanks, Europeans only. Net blanks means only whites. Means these stairs are only meant for white people. Blacks were not allowed to climb these stairs. So you can see, how, racial discrimination was there, at that time. Then I can show you another picture. See this picture. This is a kind of signboard. Well, I really don't know what type of signboard is there, but it is written, see, for use by white persons. These public premises and the amenities thereof have been reserved for the exclusive use of white persons. There is a signboard, something is written here, a notice is written, and that notice is written that this particular area or these facilities are only for the white persons, not for black persons. So this was actually the condition of South Africa. But I think the patriots of South Africa, as we mentioned a few names along with Nelson Mandela, they all fought against this apartheid regime. They became a, they became a face of this anti-apartheid regime, and they fought against these whites. And finally, what happened? They got that freedom. Finally, South Africa became a country where there was no such, racial discrimination. So this was the chapter. Now we'll move on to the question answers, and we will see the homework, what homework I am going to give you. Now on your screens, a few questions are given. Just go through these questions. The very first question says, what twin obligations does Mandela mention? This is the first question. What twin obligations means twin duties? What did being free mean to Mandela as a boy and as a student? That is the second question. Then moving on to the third question. Does Mandela think the oppressor is free? Why or why not? Okay, that is the third question. Now we'll move on to the fourth question. Why did such a large number of international leaders attend the inauguration? What did it signify the triumph of? This is the fourth question. Coming to the fifth one. What does Mandela mean when he says he is simply the sum of all those African patriots who had gone before him? This is the fifth question. Now we'll come to the sixth one. How did Mandela's understanding of freedom change with age and experience? This is the sixth question. And the seventh one, the last question, how had Mandela's hunger for freedom changed his life? So, my dear children, these 7 questions are in a homework for all of you. Go through these questions, read the chapter several times, and get your doubts cleared. And please note down the answers in your copy. Any confusion, please feel free to ask. That was all from this explanation part. Thank you.